Hello, everybody. I am SUNPSYCHIC JEAN, and please welcome my very special co-host for today, Valerie from Illumination Portal. Hi, Val.
Hi, Jean. Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody. So good to see everybody. How are
Thank you.
you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. And Valerie has a lot of information that we might want to be aware of. And I know that a lot of people are asking about the eclipse season. What does it mean? And retrograde season. What does it mean? Moving from the end of the zodiac into the beginning of the zodiac. And Val is here to help us decipher all of those happenings that are going on. And it seems to be everything is, happening all in one month as well.
Yeah, it's a big month, but it's exciting, for ascension, for elevating, for going up the spiral. Um, well, first we've had a pile up in Pisces for quite a while. We're in Pisces season, meaning that's where the sun is. But we have a bunch of we have the North Node there,
Val,
Neptune.
is it
Sorry.
okay if I go ahead and pop this up right now so that they can see?
Sure, please
Okay.
do. Yeah.
This is, let me just hide those things and open this up. This is what she's talking about. This is Pisces over here, and all of these planets. This is today. This is, oh, you couldn't see, I chopped it off. But this is today where the planets are right now.
Yeah.
And this is Aries and this is Pisces, and all of these planets, look at them. They're all having a party. They're all
Yeah.
having a party. Here's the moon down here.
Yes.
And here's the sun over here. So we have a couple more days. And I do have an image of the 14th so that we can see the eclipse. And
Cool.
so go ahead. You were talking about this, everything in Pisces.
Yeah, and it's a powerful, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So and the personal planets will usually be there, but we have some big hitter. We have Neptune and Saturn and the North Node, which is saying to us, this is our way forward. We're going into a more higher consciousness society, reality. Um, Again, these things don't happen in an instant. They play out over time, but that Pisces sitting, I mean, all those planets in Pisces sitting there is really giving us that. Uh, to me, Neptune is at 29 degrees Pisces, and that is representation of spirit. Like that spirit rules the chart. Of course, he rules all of it, but this is powerful because that North Node went over top of that Neptune, which was that I've been waiting for a couple years. That's it. It
Oh, wow.
specifically says we are entering into a higher consciousness society, and you can see right how people have awakened, how our skills and abilities have been turning on pretty much since 2012, and and it's just it's been slowly coming to this point. Now, Neptune entered Pisces in 2012, 2011, 2012. So it's been a while. And he's already gone to 29 degrees and then he retrograded. But now he's not, at the moment, he's not going to retrograde into the fall. But he's sitting on that last degree of the zodiac. And then he's going to go into 0 degree Aries on March 30th, the first degree of the zodiac. And that's a powerful point in the chart. It's like that's the ending of a cycle and then the beginning of a cycle. Like every spring equinox is the beginning of our cycle. And the sun will be there on the 20th of March. But we have Saturn, Neptune, Venus and Mercury have already went over those degrees, but Venus just went retrograde on the 1st, and she's going to travel backwards over the 0 into 29. I think she goes to 26 Pisces.
Wow.
Mercury, the next day after the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 14th, he goes retrograde on the 15th, and he'll travel back over that 029 degrees. So every time they
Oh
go
my
back
gosh.
retrograde, yeah, they got to come back. Then Saturn, he will go into 0 degrees Aries on May 25th. And then Saturn and Neptune in the fall will stop and go retrograde over the 029 degrees point again. Now,
Oh my gosh. We're having so many opportunities to get things right. Start
yeah,
over, start over, start over, try it
yeah,
again, try it again, try it again. And
yeah,
each one of these planets holds like a an archetype.
yeah.
And what does Saturn hold? What is the some
Think,
an
well,
archetype of
think
Saturn?
of Saturn as our structure, right? And you could look at Saturn traditionally has been the government, hierarchy, leaders. In our own life, if we just look at our own life, we're the leader of our own life. And we use that Saturn part of us to structure our day-to-day living, from everything, where we grocery shop, where we buy gas, where we bank. Every detail like that is what Saturn in us, the Saturn in us, can helps us to
And that's why we
be
say
efficient.
when we have
Yeah,
our Saturn return, it's like having a new chapter in our life.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And
But this,
what is the characteristics of Neptune?
well, Neptune, is everything. It's like deep space, the deep sea. It's hard to get a boundary or a definition on Neptune in Pisces, especially. Pisces is the boundary, boundless, deep sea, the space. Neptune is our ability to dream, to imagine, to our psychic abilities, our intuitive abilities, our um,
So
everything that's not
great
seen.
there's this great unknown, this great depth
Yeah,
of possibilities, and then there's this Saturn that has the structure, so the unknown possibilities of any structure, and these and then, is this Venus? No, this is Venus. Which one's this? And you
that's
guys can look over here, it's Mercury. He's just gonna move
Mercury.
right on by.
Mhm.
He moves pretty fast,
Yeah, he
but
moves fast, but he's going to stop and go back. So the
Mhm.
cool thing, okay, because we already know Venus and Mercury have gone through Pisces, and they do that pretty often, within an
Right,
18-month period.
yeah.
Um, so the way I see it is, as the planets move around and they come into connection with each other in some form of an aspect, they talk to each other, they upgrade each other on the newest information. And you got to look at the sun, right? The sun shines sunlight, light codes, light
Here's the
packet.
sun right here.
Yeah, information comes through the sun. Information comes through every planet. Every planet is a ascended being. So when they go through a deep, Neptune just is going through a deep transformation, being in Pisces for 14 years, right? Yeah, 14 years. Well, that's the same thing that's happening. I'm sorry, my throat. Excuse me. The same thing happens to every planet. So Saturn, imagine Saturn, the Time Lord, the Taskmaster, he's being transformed in Pisces. Again, as we move into that higher consciousness reality, Saturn has to make those adjustments too. It isn't just about be productive. Yeah, it's about, having our ducks in a row, but there's going to be a difference with Saturn once he comes through this. And Saturn lasts in a sign about 3.5 years, depending on how many retrogrades he has. So to have him go through Pisces, and they're dreaming in this new reality, is how I'm getting it, just like we are. We're dreaming in this higher consciousness reality. We all know that there's ascension taking place or elevation taking place, however you want to label it. Now, Venus and Mars have already, Mercury have already gone through there, but they're going to back up. And every time a planet backs up in a retrograde, it isn't bad at all. There's something needs to be reviewed. Something needs to be reevaluated. There, a little bit of information was missed on some level. And, that is part of just how and they're not really retrograde from our vantage point on Earth. They are. It seems to go retrograde. So that's really talking to humanity, And as we evolve, okay, so once they go through Pisces, and they both will be at 0° Aries. Aries is new. It's the I am. Aries is exactly where Aries is on this chart, is the first house. As Aries begins, as the spring equinox begins, we begin a new season. We plant our seeds. We are going forward on some level. To me, it's just very exciting. We're going to have we're creating this new Earth. As we are being recreated, we're recreating ourselves. And you can look at that, like how much have you grown since 2012? We've all grown immensely. And as we're recreating ourselves, the Earth is being recreated by our decisions and the things that go on. And it's just this really cool synastry going on. Is everything okay? I'm sorry.
Sorry, Val. Can you hear me
No,
okay?
I can now. I just was making sure.
My headset, my AirPods died. Hang on one second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'll say hi to everybody. Hi, Janet. Hi, Lisa Davies. Hi, LJ. Hi, Jenny Berlin. Hi, Lillian Arts. Wow, so many beautiful souls. Hi, Nancy Riker. Anna Grenache. Hope I'm saying that right. Garden Genie, how are you? Oh, hi, Mary Starshine? Are you okay?
I'm going to go out and come back in.
Okay. So I'll just keep staying high. And please, if anyone has any questions about anything I'm talking about, please put it in the chat. I would love to. I'd love to talk about all this astrology. It is. We're living in history, epic times. It is. To me, it's just fascinating to see it all play out. And remember, we're at the end of an age. We're at the end of the age of Pisces, at the end of a 26,000-year cycle, and plenty more cycles. There's just so many of them coming to an ending. And as we enter into a new cycle, we're going into the age of Aquarius, there's always this chaos period, so I really want to say this is normal. I know it doesn't look normal, but it's part of what it is showing us what's not going forward with us. Anything that is inauthentic, not the truth, toxic, all that stuff has got to dissipate as we're witnessing it. Oh,
Leah says, hello. Always happy for your updates, Val. Oh, you're welcome, Leah. Thanks for saying that. So that was, thank you very much. I'm so sorry. My earbuds died in the middle of that. And so did we move into the eclipse, or we're just talking about everything, all of those planets going back
we're talking about everything
in
all
Aries and Pisces? And is there a planet that went from in Aries to Pisces recently that might give us an indication of endings and beginnings? I mean, did it go into Pisces or Aries around November 5th?
That was I've looked at that chart many a times. And, and I think the problem with that chart, because the age of Aquarius is about freedom, humanitarianism, things going, but Pluto in Aquarius was retrograde. It didn't station direct until November 19th. So I really think that was, that was the information being given to us. I thought because we were, well, there's so many things that could go on in that chart. But here we are. We're going to play it out. It's got to play out that Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is going, and this is where I'm talking about the chaos. Pluto is going to show us the underbelly in its raw form. It's going to show us things that need to be addressed, need to be looked at. We can't no longer sweep it under the carpet or hide it or put lipstick on it or any of that stuff, and that kind of plays out. Pluto's Aquarius. Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for 20 years, and the beginning of it, we haven't had this right fully in Aquarius for 248 years. This is a long time, and the last time we had a collective, well, we had the American Revolution, the French Revolution, but freedom was the main point. Eventually we got to the freedom, and we've been in that part. So we evolved to a certain point. Now Pluto's having us look at where maybe those structures who said we were free weren't being honest about that. So that has to be addressed. And the people, right, because Aquarius is the collective, it's humanity and what's best for humanity. The people are going to have to speak up and stand up for our freedoms and our individual human rights. That's that is when I talk about that North Node in Neptune in Pisces. That's exactly what I'm being shown. We can't go into this higher consciousness reality with any of this old baggage weighing us down. Any of these distortions and these, life negating systems. And the systems will be restructured with that Saturn in Pisces coming through. How do we make let's just talk about healthcare in the United States. How do we make healthcare available to everybody, but it being efficient? And these are things, and there's people in all these parts, of our every aspect of our lives that are there working on it. We just don't hear about them. They don't get the press as the lower stuff gets, the distorted stuff gets. And
so Val, I just wanted to maybe take some of these points. Jenny says, I stay in the positive always. That's wonderful. Good for you. And I see that she says, I'm wondering if it's safe to have a medical procedure on the 13th of March. And what I have been told when I check with my spirit guides and loved ones on the other side also say, it's really important that we maintain our normal routine and do the things we normally would do. Go to the grocery store, have our dental work done, have procedures done. Life goes on. We can't allow, because we have the access to know about these, momentous events that are, very rare occurring, doesn't mean that we stop living our, life in the microcosm. But it's also important to, when we are living our life, to be aware. I think to speak to, I think just on our last show, somebody asked about the eclipse, and I said, watch where you step. Be careful driving. Be kind and courteous to other people. Don't be short. Try, if something doesn't, if you see something, say something. If you have an appointment, go to the appointment, double check it, triple check it, make sure the doctor knows, just be aware, be mindful, and be purposeful, and tell the people that you love them, and, spread kindness and light. It's just an extra time for us to be a little more aware, open up our awareness, heighten our awareness, and
Mhm.
be vigilant in our attention to what's going on in our environment. And I think that we could possibly see some things that we've never seen before.
Mhm.
Miracles could happen.
Mhm. Yeah.
Could it, you never know because of the vastness. And, a lot of people were talking about, seeing alien craft in the sky.
Mhm.
Maybe, I mean, what if it's that and you're like, oh man, I should have had my dental appointment? Because there's nothing we're going to, just because they see alien craft in the sky doesn't mean we don't go to our dental appointment. It's hard not, it's not, if there is a time for us to stop what we're doing, we would know about it. We would be notified.
Yeah.
So I just think it's, as long as we're extra careful, we double check on things, we're mindful, we're kind, we shine our light. I think that's as much as we can do. But thanks for the question, Jenny. I appreciate that because I'm sure that a lot of other people are thinking that as well.
Yeah.
Would you
Can I
say
comment on it?
something?
Oh,
Mhm.
if when and this is anytime Venus is retrograde, to get any kind of cosmetic surgery or like things like that, that is not a good time to get your hair cut, to do things like that. Not saying, she's usually only retrograde for about a month, so it, if that, but yeah, that's always kind of been one of the things on the eclipses. And this is, this eclipse actually has some really nice energy to it. It is Virgo. It's a full moon in Virgo. Virgo rules the gut, our gut instinct. And if you can go to your gut and say, well, how do I feel about this procedure going on? Do I feel like I should? And you'll know. You can ask your team. They'll always guide you. The only thing we have to ask, you know, I don't feel anything's wrong with it, and I'm with Jean on that. It's, we don't stop our lives. Now, there's some aspects, if it was really, really bad, I would say, but it's not. This is kind of a nice, March is an eye opener, because we have this eclipse in Virgo, we have the one on the 29th in Aries, where we're going to have more information by that eclipse, but that's about, okay, for you to go forward to create the new I am, what you want, what has to go, basically. That's what the Aries one is for. The Virgo one is asking you to, yeah, get your details and your ducks in a row, but to trust your gut. Humanity's got to connect to their gut more. Um, but that's what I would
So
say.
let me just pop this up real quick because Jenny was asking when the retrograde was. Wasn't it Jen? Was it Jenny? Somebody was asking.
Which
Um, yeah, Jenny
Venus?
was asking. And the Venus, yeah, this is the beauty, the feminine, the, getting your hair done and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's between March 1st and April 12th, but it's not, it's a good time to reassess relationships, partners,
Mm-hmm.
materialism, and money. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Materialism. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Venus is all about what you love and value. All of it.
Oh,
Beauty, right? All of it. And excuse me, as she is, um, as she is going back into Pisces. Well, right now she's in Aries, so she's focused on what is best for me. What is best for me? How do I go forward in these new energies? But now she's going to go back into Pisces, where she's reviewing something, and that's
mhm.
usually kicks in your psychic abilities. When the planets are over there, and whatever planet it it'll kick in your psychic abilities of what is what I love and value in alignment with my belief system. You know, it's subtle. All these things are real subtle, but they really speak volumes as we go forward at the end of April into May, where everybody's kind of going forward. We're going to have such more clarity. Right now, we don't. You know, because everything's in Pisces, where it's dreaming and imagining and receiving the ideas and the inspiration. It's okay. We need that time period, and we get Pisces season every year in the winter time, and that's when we go in and we connect to our hearts more, or our spirit, and we relax. We go into what's it called, with hibernation. Kind of.
Donna is saying, huge world changes happening, always upheaval before calmness and adjustment. So like chaos before renewal, like it has to be broken down. It's like the tarot card, tower card in tarot. And then the sunshine comes, and this is just evolution, it is the cycle of life, and along with this, Donna says, can you tell us how long turmoil is expected? I think turmoil is perpetual. I think turmoil is always going to be with us. It just depends on what we will be doing with that, and how we can sort of work with it. Because I mean, life has turmoil in it. It has good and it has bad. It has both. So I think what we want to do is be in balance. And that's why all of our psychic skills, that's why all of our intuition, that's why our guides, the connection to our guides, all of these things are coming online. The angelic realm, the veil is thinning. All of these are coming online, and we're being giving access to this, and being able to have this awareness so that we can deal with the opposite, right? We have this influence.
And can I comment on that?
Oh yeah, sure.
We every moment of every day, that's when we're alive, in the moment. We really thinking about the past doesn't really, getting stuck there causes depression, or in the future causes anxiety. So we get to make those choices moment to moment on how we want to live. My guides kind of explained it like this to me, because I know a lot of us are empaths and sensitives here, right? If it's not in your vicinity, your immediate vicinity where you are, don't send whatever it is. If it seems like turmoil, send it love, send it unconditional love and truth, and you focus on you. Because I couldn't focus, right? I'd be so upset about this or that or the other thing. And it's part of learning how to navigate with our skills and abilities, right? Because we all weren't awake and psychic until probably last 5 or 6 so years, right? So we're all learning this together, and how to be in a collective group of psychics and mediums and intuitives and energy healers, right? So we have so much beauty to focus on. That all that stuff on the outside world, yeah, it's going to do its thing, but if we're not directly affected with it, by it, and help where you can, if it really, donate money or time or something, we can do those things. But for us to keep our sanity during turmoil, there's other ways to, like Jean said, it's always going to kind of be there. So there's other ways to navigate that. And this is all skills and abilities we're learning. A lot of our society kind of was just sweep things under the carpet, don't really deal with it, don't really look at it. And I'm not saying to do that. I'm saying to send it love or do what you can, and but focus on you, what brings you happiness and joy. Do your Venus, really, what you love and value, because that's enjoying your life. That's being participating in your life to the best of your ability.
That's really well put, Val. I love when you say that. And it's you know, um I'm at a loss for words right now, but I think that it's important for us to keep things in perspective. I think that,
Mhm.
we want to be aware, we want to be informed, we want to
Mhm.
know how rare it is and how different it is. And the more we learn about the astrological lineups and the movement in the cosmos, we can understand a little bit why certain things appear to be a certain way around
Right.
us. We all are co-creators of this, of our own experience. So it's up to us. If we want to see love and light in the world, it's important for it to start with us. We have to love us, and we have to give ourselves light. We have to give ourselves patience. We have to show ourselves forgiveness. We have to show ourselves kindness. And then it turns around and it shines out to our immediate community or our family, and then it ripples out from there. So it really
Mhm.
does come down to us, our own decisions. And you say, well, Jean, I didn't make a decision to have war or something like that. No, but is there war around you? And there's things in this world that we can control, and there's things in this world that are outside of our control. And the only thing that you and I can truly control is our own actions, our own thoughts, and our own feelings. And the more that we can focus on the growth, the creation, being creative, the more that we're going to be tipping the frequency and vibration to this what we want. And I do know that the Gaia, the Earth is changing vibration, and humanity is evolving, and all of this is part of that. And we all agreed. I know that people are like, I didn't agree, but we all agreed before we came into this incarnation to be here at this really amazing time. And
Right.
yeah, that's what just got to say.
And I love how you put that because, first and foremost, we're here to live our lives. And for us to live our lives in the highest in the highest vibration of unconditional love and truth, and for the highest potential of your soul, is to love and accept yourself, to have that solid foundation of being compassionate to yourself, being an authentic person, a truthful person, and then everything else just kind of comes in and flows into you. Now, I didn't know all that until the last 5 or so years, but as as I learned that, because I didn't know. I didn't love myself, I didn't know. And it wasn't that I didn't love myself, I just never thought of it, right? And once you put that energy into it and understanding yourself. And this is what got me into astrology, because astrology does show us patterns and how things play out, in history, and it's fascinating. But yeah, our we come here to live our life the best of our ability. And we're never alone, though, right? We do have a family, we do have a community, and we do share that with others. I think
Yep. It's
everybody's.
it's it's important. And it's something. It's part of the universe. I mean, it's so expansive that
Right.
it's not just affecting Earth, it's affecting everything in the universe.
Mhm.
And say that what happens here on Earth is also what is reflected in out in the universe as well. So everybody is we're not the only ones going through, or having these changes occur. And it's really exciting, I think, to see the
Mhm.
evolution and the what is possible for humanity. And I do know that it's not going to always be like this. Like, this is the end of it. This is
Right.
the nitty gritty and, dark and dirty of it. It's not always going to be like this, but I know that we're all going to be alive here, and to see the sunshine after the tarot card. I mean, I keep saying
Mhm.
tower card in the tarot.
It's
And
true. And we all chose to be here at this specific time period. I mean, and we're holding space, right? We're holding that unconditional love in us because we remember who we are. Not everybody's there yet. Doesn't mean that's they're wrong or anything's wrong with anything. We're all on the journey, just at different spots of the journey, and we're walking each other home. Really, remembering who we
yeah.
are.
Hmm. It's you know, it's important to remember that, and it just left me. Hang on one second.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's important, that we remember that. I forgot, um, that things are going to happen in a orchestrated sequence. You know what I mean? And the more that we can kind of take a look and say, yeah, that system was very antiquated. The healthcare system wasn't working for us anyway, or it was not. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And the only thing you could do would be to implode and then restart. So,
Yeah.
and it's just like driving a car until it can't go anymore. There are life cycles, there are cycles, and what it is it's very tangible, it's very physical, and we're very much in the materialistic, and we're being reminded to go back to our spiritual, to go back to nature, to go back to what's important, to go back to those things that are constant, that are alive, that are sentient, that is the reason why we're here. And the building and the cars and the bank accounts are not the reason why we're here. It's
Right.
nature, it's spirit, it's loving each other and being kind to one another and supporting one another. These are the reasons why we're here. This is what we want to experience as humans. We're not here to experience our bank accounts or the check coming in the mail.
Mm.
And and that's what we've been used to, and that's what we've relied on. But it's going to be new again. It's going to be changed. It's going to be I do feel as though we're going to be supported. We're not all going to be like, I see us like dangling over a cliff. Nobody's going to hold you over a cliff and leave you dangling there. It's not going to happen that way. We're all
Mm.
here together. We're all here going through a spiritual evolution together, and
Yes.
trust that will be provided for, that will be taken care of. And this is what our spirit guides and angels and the galactic teams on the other side have been telling us, to prepare, to make sure we have enough for a couple of weeks in case anything should go
Mhm.
offline, or in case any disruption should happen. And now we're like,
Mm.
why would there be a disruption? And now we know, oh, that's why
Mhm.
there could be a disruption. But
Mhm.
it's not anything that we need to fear. It's important for us to just, take care of what we can take care of, and trust that the universe and our loved ones, our guides, our angels have our back. And this is why they want us to practice and evolve and expand our awareness of spirituality as well.
Mhm.
Um, I think it all just comes out together.
Yeah. And that's kind of like this Pisces season is helping us do that. It's been a, a couple, seems long because those planets were there a lot sooner. About 2 months, it's really this deep, 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 like you're swimming in the cosmic void, reimagining not only how you are going to be on this earth, but how everything that we connect with is on this earth. It's going to be a more authentic. It's just we have to see that inauthentic to understand that there's another um, part of that system. I was blown away the other day over um, the medical system in a couple other countries, there's no medical debt, there's no bankruptcy. That only happens in America, or third world countries. I'm not sure what they do, so I shouldn't comment. But, we could, our citizens pay a lot of money to keep our way of life going, and it's just barely there, because it's been siphoned off. It's,
I
it's,
know, I know.
it's like,
I
where's our
mean,
infrastructure?
they can't take it all.
Right,
I mean, the little bits of it's just it's gotten unbearable, and they know that it wouldn't
mhm,
last forever. And this is the thing, you guys, we all know so much more. We're so much more aware of what's
yeah,
possible, what our power is, and the power of natural healing, and the power
yeah,
of everything that is with on this planet is all of the cures that we need are located on this planet. All of the
yeah,
ailments that any human comes down with, the cure is all located here on the planet naturally. That's the way we were designed. We are we,
mhm,
we are of the earth, not on the earth. We are not inhabiting the earth. We are part of the natural ecosystem of earth. We're animals, in the whole cycle of life. And you and I can see it, but when you have capitalism, or you have greed, or you have materialistic, they and they don't they they how long are they planning? 20 years, that's all it's going to last, and then what? Like, eventually it's going to dry out. Like, it's not very well managed, not very
mhm,
well planned out. And you can't just take all the resources from earth and treat earth like a concrete jungle, and
right,
expect to live on it. You just can't. And
mm,
these people know that. They're just greedy, and they only want to work, deal with what can fill their pockets. And I think this is our little bit of a wake up to
yeah,
sort of remind ourselves of what's important in life, and how to practice going back to being sustainable, growing our own foods, canning our
mhm,
own foods, treating nature, um, you know,
mhm,
positively as much as we possibly can. Being mindful of the products that we use and the companies that we buy it from, and
yeah,
that it's a lot. And that's not why we're here today, but somehow we just got on this. Why we're here is that there's a big start and restart. And this is
yeah,
exciting because it wasn't going very well. We were in the game and on the wheel, but it wasn't going anywhere. And we need this stop and restart, go back and forth, so that we can try it a
mhm.
couple of times before we move into it for sure. And the sign and the age of Aquarius is about the people, right, Val?
Yeah. It's about raising our frequency, right? As we each individually raise our frequency, and Aquarius is those two little wavy lines, right? So it's energy, and as we raise in frequency, it's all about being. Nobody, everybody has a seat at the table. Nobody goes to bed hungry. Nobody has to, those are big ideals, right? Or they seem big because we've been taught for years, oh, that's too big of a problem, we can't fix it, but yet they make a lot of money off us. We work every day, pay taxes every day, and really, if you look around, where's our infrastructure? Where's the efficient? And here comes the Virgo, right? That full moon of Virgo. Where's the efficiency? Where is there's got to be accountability. And instead of actually dealing with it with a solution, they want to keep putting it, well, let's just give us more tax breaks. What we see what's going on. And this is where the age of Aquarius is coming in, and Pluto in Aquarius is about to say, this is enough. There's going to be a moment where Pluto, and not in an angry way, I'm just saying, it's just going to be like, we can all see through this. This is enough. Can we not just fix it, get a solution going, and move forward? I would bet if we talk to 10 people about this, at least 9 would agree with us. That's the thing. They have us believing that, oh, this is too big of a deal, not everybody wants it, but they have control over the communications, the media. They have control over everything, and this is the point. It isn't even about like we have to fight. We just have to just say no, not doing this anymore. Um, I know it keeps going. We keep going.
So I
But the
I
Pisces is
also
giving us. Go ahead.
I also
Sorry.
had I was looking for the saying here, and it was on with Allie last week, and it said that money is a tool. It's not the goal. Freedom
No,
is the goal, you
that's
know?
right.
And we had that. It was presented to us as a distorted goal.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
it's just an awakening and awareness. And
Yeah.
when we know better, we'll do better. And when we know better, we'll choose better. And when we know better, we'll be kinder and more loving and more patient. It's an awareness. It's an opening of an awareness. Um, I can't find it, my gosh, but there are
And
really good.
that's what Pisces is helping us to do. We're in Pisces season. We're in a season for about a month, right? So, but this had more energy to it because of that North Node in Neptune. And it is asking us to reimagine, dream this new reality. It doesn't mean, when we hear the word dream or imagine, it's like, oh, it's just a fantasy. No, we can truly bring this into the reality. Everything starts with a thought or a belief before it's created and made manifest onto earth. So if you take Pisces, right, who's in the watery realms, the dreamy realms, and across from Pisces is Virgo, who is an earth sign, makes it real in this reality. This is the whole point. And I think this is what Spirit's been trying to say to us. This isn't, despite what you've been told, there are solutions, and you could dream in this beautiful new society for everyone to enjoy, not just a few. And that's really what's going to play out the next couple months astrologically, but also individually. This is about us coming together as a whole. I don't want to restrict anyone's rights. I don't even understand people who are in favor of that. I don't hate them. I send them love. I wish that they would understand. I don't wish. I just send them love, and hopefully they will understand the truth. But how many times have we in the last 26 years have been duped, basically, through, because everything, the goal was money or resources, or does
We
that make
needed
sense?
to go through this though, you
Yeah,
guys. And I love that Garden Genie says cooperation rather
yeah,
than competition. And I always said, and I told Allie this, I said, this community of ours is a prototype for what humanity will be, the unity consciousness, the support and the information sharing.
yeah,
And Daniel said there's enough resources for everybody. It's all
exactly.
an illusion that there's not enough to go around. And we know that. You know?
Yes, we all
I
do know it. We all know it.
mhm, mhm.
It's so
Uh,
true. Beautifully,
Jenny
beautiful.
Jenny, you're so cute. She says love is free.
Love is
We love
free.
it.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
And
Aw, you
I
guys are
mean,
great.
and just look at Jean's picture, all of that grass or all those trees. There is endless amounts of abundance on Mother Earth. Endless. The leaves on the trees. I mean, we could go on, and we have a few, that are have the power and the money, who have been telling us, oh, there's not enough, you know, and we see their lifestyle. You know what I mean? And here we are. So, thank you, Joan. She's here in John Lennon's song Imagine.
Yep. It's all possible. We just have to imagine it. We
Yeah.
just have to imagine it into being, and this is what our power is. This is why they want us to remember our psychic abilities, our human and our soul's vibration and the power that we have within us. This is why we're all having this awakening, because it's been kept quiet and kept under a lid for so long, that now that we know that we have this power of cooperation, of love, of enough resources for everyone, the cat's out of the bag. But it's I don't think that anything's being done to us. I think it's always being done for us. And I know
True.
that we were here on this earth, and anybody who has been incarnated on this earth in the last 100 or 200 years, they were here to experience that, to experience what it was like to go through materialistic,
Mhm.
forcing everybody to not listen to the earth, like the indigenous Indians. I mean, my
Yeah.
goodness, where we would all be so we would
Right.
all be kumbaya if we were all just still Indians, or Native
Right.
Americans, I should say. I'm sorry if I don't say that right, but Native Americans, or all the indigenous people, if we all just welcomed and what were cooperative instead of stingy. And but we were all meant to be here to feel what it felt like to be up against opposition. Somebody, and I don't know who the first individual was that says, "This land is mine, you have to leave." But
Mm.
he should have been stopped at that moment. They should have been stopped at that moment.
Right.
It's really all gotten out of hand. So it's
Mhm.
got to change. It's got to change. But we're here to experience what it feels like, what the experience
Mhm.
is, to deal with adversity, to deal with dualistic, to deal with knowing that this planet is alive, and that everybody has all the resources that they need. It's always available to us. And they, even Tesla, Nikola Tesla
Mhm.
he had free energy, right? But
Yeah.
oh, they couldn't have that because they couldn't make
Mhm.
money on it. And
Right.
I always thought, do you ever wonder why they charged it for long distance calls when really it doesn't cost any extra? Like,
I know.
you know, it's just, it just is mind-boggling. But you have to understand that we're here for a reason. I don't think, I mean, I know that you say we're duped, and yeah, to a certain degree, yes, but we had to live through that. We had to live and understand and feel what that experience was like, to know that even though it's all glitter is in gold, it doesn't mean that that is the goal. It means it's a tool. It doesn't mean it's the goal. Freedom is the goal. Cooperation
Yeah.
is the goal. Kumbaya is the goal. Um,
Yes. I love it.
mhm,
It's so
mhm.
true. I mean, and when I say, dude, I mean, 99%, I think, of people work together, and, we work
We
in
do.
communities. We support each other. We're always, looking out for each other. And, and when I say, well, to me, dude it has been on a lot of levels. We could have did so much more with that money, but looking at it like that is putting us in regret. We move on from this moment. I guess that's what I was trying to say earlier about we only live in the moment. So I'm not going to be angry of what happened in 26,000 year cycle, but make no mistake, people are waking up and they can see right through everything. So it's just kind of mind boggling to sit here and see, them say certain things when we all know the truth. And it's like, how long are you going to keep that going?
I
It's
know.
right through
I
you.
know.
And it's so crazy. Uh,
That is
but
so true. It is so true. And it's so transparent. And again, it's just coming back to practice your intuition, practice your self awareness, practice your chakra balancing energy, really tune up, focus inward, do the meditation, connect to the soul's vibration, and do this work. This is where our empowerment is. And this is where that will carry us through, and trust the universe. I know it is hard for me to describe, but when you have information that comes directly from your loved ones and comes out of my mouth, and I'm shocked at what comes out of my mouth, I know it's not coming from me, and I know that they have our best interests in mind or in hand, and they are watching over us. They are guiding us. They're not going to just, you know, um, they're not going to leave us unattended, and we're being guided and taken care of each and every day. It's really beautiful, and they keep saying we, you know, it's almost like that Wizard of Oz, you know, Dorothy, you've had the power all along
All
to go
along,
home,
right?
you know,
Yeah,
and
it
we
is so
all had
true.
the power.
Yeah.
And when I was with Val, the other Val K, a couple of weeks ago, she was on, and we were discussing the evolution and the 3D to 5D. And when you get a sense of 5D and you feel what 5D feels like, sounds like, and looks like, and then
Mhm.
I told her, I said, it makes me want to say, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore, right? Or we're not in Kansas
Yeah.
anymore, Toto. And I said that that movie keeps on giving, doesn't it? If I
Yeah.
would like to go back and watch it, but it
Yeah.
is packed full of spiritual lessons and spiritual, I guess, examples, or I don't know what you would call that, but um, and this is, you know, it's really just that easy. And I think that, you know, some people say that we're in a dream, or that we're being that living on earth or having an incarnation as a humanity feels like a dream when we wake up on the other side. They feel more alive on the other side when they wake up. And
Yeah.
it's like the Avatar show and the Matrix show, or
Yeah.
and so that is also um, another component or another aspect that is something to consider and balance out. It's hard to understand because us as in this humanity, and we're so driven by our egos, and our egos are balanced off of what we've been taught and what history shows. And it's really important not to keep doing what we're doing, but be creative. Be creative, start something new, expand your minds, you know?
Yeah. It's important. I mean, and that's exactly what this Pisces season is going on, asking us to do. Spirit has really been involved. Well, let's just go the last 5 years. As we remember, we have these abilities, and we're doing readings, we're doing shows like this, where we each have our own little, combination of gifts and abilities. It started with our intuition and our psychic abilities. Now, I mean, we all do rely on the gut. But this is becoming more, and this is why I was bringing up the outside world. It really matters that we can discern what's going on in front of us. Discernment is another Virgo word. You want to discern. We don't want to judge things, but our guts give us that navigation, our feelings, the ways things are. And that's going to become more and more apparent, like how we go forward as a community, on how we're the ones who choose how to create this new society. There's already people, like I said, we're all doing something, whether we know it or really like think it's a big deal or not. Even that little tiny thing that we do that stays in the higher vibration, stays in the heart, stays in unconditional love and truth, it matters. It all matters because it's elevating everything. And it's going to get to this point where uh, anything of a detrimental vibration just can't exist in that higher vibration. It just can't. There's no way. There's no match. And this is where, if we can look at all the chaos, right? The frequencies are everywhere, and they're going, from the high to low, and we're straddling third dimension or higher. I mean, we're in this really cool ride, right? It is going to come to like Jean was saying, it'll all calm down at some point, where we're steadily working on, okay, why can't we make everything a food forest where there's, where there's trees and grass?
I know.
Why not? I mean, there's a billion good ideas, right? Why do we put chemicals on the grass and, all this stuff? So things like that, I think as a collective, we're going to make better choices going forward. And
Absolutely.
we're just at the very, very, very beginning stages of all that, because the chaos part's still happening. But we have that dream. We have that dream. I dream of a humanity. We work all together. Kumbaya, yeah. Everybody lives in peace and harmony. There's no lies. There's no distortion. There's no profiting off of people. Just all of it. It's really just kind of. And I think we're all fed up, right? We're all had enough. We're done. So I just think this is really cool. We're in that dreaming phase. Aries usually brings in the, let's go do it, let's make it happen in any little way. We're all contributing on some level. Is all I'm trying to say.
Well, I just want to say thank you to Val because this is really an important time, and everybody keep your eyes to the sky, keep your eyes on the prize, keep your eyes on
Yeah.
the, you know, on the nose here. And it's important to understand that life goes on, chopped wood carry water.
Yes.
We're going to each day of our lives we're going to live to the fullest, and we're going to experience different things. It's really important for you to ground yourself and to connect with your higher source, and to find that empowerment and that contentment that we need in order to stay steady, because you don't want to be bending in the wind every time something happens, or when is turmoil going to end. And it's part of life. It just doesn't. And what is consistent is us being strong, us knowing our own power, us knowing how strong we are, and how where to find the resources in order to deal with that. It's if it was easy street, man, we would be so bored. We would be like, we signed up for this lane show. We wanted action. We wanted diversity. We wanted, polarization. We wanted, why did we wanted our souls to expand and to grow.
Yes. Like,
It's all a matter of perspective. So,
really.
and with that said, we understand that the unknown is not easy to deal with, and we're all here together, and really do try and apply some of the suggestions or recommendations that you've heard us say over and over again when people have done readings. And now's the time to take action. Is what it is. Now's the time for all of us to be responsible for our own energy, for our own well-being, for our own evolution, and our own awareness, our own spiritual growth. And the faster we can all get together and online and tuned up and empowered, can you imagine? We'll be all ready when it comes. We'll be like, yeah, we knew that was coming.
Yeah. And that's what I feel. I feel like once it's just like, boom, everybody's on that same page, because I think that that's part of the problem. The disinformation is that, oh, there's this team over here who hates this team over here, when really both teams want the same thing. It's just, and that's going to be a big aha moment. We're going to go, oh, we're all in this together. There's no reason for me to hate them over there,
Yes.
and they're going to feel the same way,
We're all on the same team. We're all one consciousness. We're all humanity.
I got a cool card for this. One card.
Oh, good. Yeah.
It says community service. The balm to your wounds lives in the spark that radiates love and brings healing to the world. I think that's beautiful, because that's what we're doing. We're bringing spark, and we're bringing love and healing to the world, because we're seeing the higher vision. We're envisioning a higher way of being. It starts with each of us, I think.
Well, thank you to everybody that has been here contributing to the conversation, that has been watching and supporting us with your energy. Thank you to all of the very amazing moderators. Thank you all very much. And Valerie, thank you for bringing us this really important information. It's so exciting seeing all of those planets over in Pisces. It's like, what are they doing? They're huddling together, you know? It's just, it's amazing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next, because
Yes.
we're in that shift. Things are shifting, and that's exciting. That's really beautiful. Aw,
Yeah.
thank you guys. Thank you for all your support, and thanks again, Val.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you
Jean, for
next
having
time.
me. Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye bye.